Okay, so I suspect I'm probably gonna mess with the lighting here, but, because I can't stand that light. I mean, unless it's like a quick, like looking for something, I just don't want to deal with that. It's too bright. It's like right above my head, too. It's like annoying. So, like it's in my face, that's what I mean. Like more so than this one. So, to the empaths out there who are wondering if the world's out to get you or if you're crazy. Yeah, no, it's really neither one. Let me explain. The world's not out to get you. It's more like there's a lot of unhealed people around and they don't know how to handle their emotions, and you're feeling things that aren't yours. So, I mean, emotions that aren't yours. You're picking up on things that aren't yours. And in doing so, and other people know that you're picking up on them too, is the thing. And it bothers other people, like it irritates people's demons that empaths can pick up on their emotions, because people want to hide their emotions typically. Like people just do it. It makes them insecure when, I mean, naturally people feel like insecure around empaths, or they feel some type of way. They start feeling some type of way, and it's like, and you're wondering, like, what the fuck did I do, right? Well, you didn't do anything is the answer. You didn't do anything. And you certainly didn't do anything wrong. It's like especially around narcissists, sociopaths, or psychopaths, or the combination of the three. They don't like that you can pick up on things that they try so hard to hide. And pick up on them so effectively. And you will continuously come up against people who, not just with the narcissist, empath dynamic, but you will constantly come up against people in your life that will feel some type of way because you know what they're feeling. And, you're not crazy at all. I mean, it's been my whole life. Various experiences with various people, and wondering, like, what the fuck's wrong? Like not understanding why people responded to me the way that they did, because I'm not unkind, and I'm not a mean person. I'm not like any of those things. And so, I don't come at people like, I mean, I will come at you, like, I will, I will say something if, if you're like, outwardly like a jerk to me. But like, when you know that you came at somebody with like a certain intention, and it wasn't at all how they responded to you, that's, and you're left, like you leave that interaction with that person going, or group of people, and you're just like, what the fuck just happened? Typically it's because you're an empath. You're not crazy. The world is not out to get you, but you will constantly, until you heal your heart-mind, until you heal your heart-mind connection, and you understand what's going on around you, you will continuously attract these people that are unhealed, and they're mirroring your lack of healing. And they're not mirroring your like attitude about it, because typically empaths are not unkind people, but they will mimic or reflect back to you your lack of healing in that area. So like everybody that we meet is really a projection of ourselves in some way or other. As uncomfortable as it is to believe that, it's just the truth. And once you know that, you can start taking every single interaction that you have with anybody. I mean, whether it's somebody on the freeway, who cuts you off, or it's, it's a teacher when you're sitting in class, or it's whatever it is. And it will serve you enormously to figure out really quickly, and I'm just going to let you in on the secret right here. 90% of the shit that people say to you is, like, especially to empaths, is not about you. It's about them. Especially when it's a narcissist. They're telling you about themselves. They're not telling you about you. True story. So when you go through life and you know this, you start to realize that you don't have to be hurt every time someone's an asshole to you. You don't have to be hurt or discouraged every time you don't get picked for, the soccer team or whatever. Like, you realize that everything that happens to you is really a reflection of something you either need to work on, or it's something like that, or something you need to work on, or a place where you have healed. Like, for instance, when you fall in love, that person and everything's just great. And I mean, say you're, in actually like a healthy relationship dynamic. That person will reflect back to you all the places where you healed. And so then excuse me, then you've actually like arrived, so to speak, because you will see yourself in them and you'll understand like how much work you've done as well as them. And what an amazing feeling that would be. So you're not crazy. It's nothing about that. I know the world's not out to get you, but you will continuously, until you heal, empaths, until you heal your heart-mind connection completely, And I mean, like, get rid, and it sounds a little bit inhuman, but get rid of fear, resentment, anger, bitterness, gone. One of the first ways to do that is to love yourself, and the best way that I found to do that is remove, and I mean just get rid of it. Get rid of shame, blame, and guilt. Remove it from your vocabulary. When you stop talking to yourself and others, and posting and writing and whatever you do, in using those words, and even the emotion, once you get rid of the words, the emotion will subside. And then when you stop with the emotion, it all goes away, and you realize, like, why am I feeling this way at all for something that, you see what I mean? So, and that's a great way to start healing. And really, people say like self-love, 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 and the truth is that's the key. Self-love is the best gift you could give to this world. It starts with you. It starts with all of us. It starts with me. It starts with my dog. Like, it's all within us. Everything you need for the rest of your life is within you already. You don't need to go searching outside for it. And when you're looking at other people for, when you look at other people for, like recognition or validation, and you depend on their validation and their, there's a different word I was looking for. I guess, yeah, validation. When you depend on that and don't depend on it within yourself, you're setting yourself up for failure every single time, because not only is that person telling you about themselves, they're not telling you about you, but also they're never going to validate you. They don't even know how to validate themselves. Most people don't even know how to validate themselves. So looking for someone else to validate you is a lose-lose situation. It always is. So typically, I would say, like, the majority of the time in your life, it's going to be a losing situation. So just don't even go there. Validate yourself. Love yourself. Get rid of shame, blame, guilt. Start realizing that everything that happens to you, everything that happens, especially when it's concerning other people, is for you. Like, it's for you to learn and to see where you need to work on things, and also to see where you've healed. Like, this is a useful tool to recognize. And when you get it through your mind, it will, usually the mind goes and then the heart will follow, but it's not always like that. Sometimes you need to feel through things first. But when you realize that not everything's about you, and I don't mean like in some like messed up, self-absorbed way, but I mean when you really realize that it's not about you, like, at all, and they're actually telling you about themselves, then it frees you. You're free to move around and, not just love on yourself, but really like love on other people, because then you don't have to be worrying about anybody giving you anything. And then you can really have healthy, happy, joyful relationships that doesn't require anything than just love. See, like, that song, all you need is love. That's very true. Unless you're unhealed. If you're unhealed, you're going to need a whole lot more than love. Like, the whole time. You're going to need more than love, for sure. And, love covers so many things like tolerance and acceptance and all these things. But really, if you don't learn to tolerate and accept yourself first, you can't ever tolerate and accept somebody else. That's just, it doesn't work that way. So realize that the life that we're living is a mirror reflection of what's going on in us internally. And it lightens the load on human existence enormously. When somebody does something to you and it makes you feel some type of way, what is it within you that is annoyed or hurt or, irritated by that? Start with that and you will go so much further. Have a very blessed day.